Welcome to the Sacred Emergence Podcast. I'm your host, Michelle Wong, and I'm so thrilled that you're here. This is a place where you'll be guided to living your most aligned life so that your truest, most radiant self can emerge. We'll be jamming on topics ranging from spirituality, entrepreneurship, to wellness and lifestyle design, and everything in between that can support you to grow, evolve, and shine, all the while not taking ourselves too seriously. So if you're ready to step into your leadership, break through limiting beliefs, own all of who you are, and expand in abundance, grab yourself your faith cup of tea and let's dive in. Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Sacred Emergence Podcast. And today I have a lovely, lovely woman with me all the way from Australia. So Alexis Jane is our guest, and Lexi, welcome to the podcast. And you are the first guest who is from across the ocean. So welcome.
Oh, thank you. How exciting. I feel very privileged.
Yay. Yeah. So Lexi, you and I got connected through the School of Soul Wealth, and we were chatting last week, and I just loved your energy and your story. And I could have talked to you for hours, but I think we ended up talking for an hour.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, and it was so lovely to get to know you more. And I really just, when we were talking, I was like, oh my God, you need to totally come onto the podcast. I just really love your insights, and just you're a powerhouse. So do you want to start by sharing your story and how things kicked off for you?
Sure. Around 7 years ago, I made a conscious decision and left my husband, and we had a little girl she was 2 at the time. And through that, my ex-husband was really great, but my family didn't really cope with it very well. And through that journey, I went through a load of stress, overwhelm, anxiety, depression, saw lots of different counselors, psychologists, and it was quite a traumatic time for me. And there was one morning I woke up on my kitchen floor with a note next to me after taking quite a lot of endone and drinking a lot of alcohol. And I woke up and saw the note next to me, and it was a bit of a wake-up call to pull my head in. And I had a little girl who needed her mummy, and so that kind of led me on a journey I went on antidepressants and anti-anxiety tablets after that to really sort myself out and really stabilize myself. And
can I pause for a second?
Yeah.
So you woke up with a note next to you, and did you not remember the note? And it was a suicide note? Was that to get specific? Okay.
Yeah.
And you don't remember writing it or anything?
Not really, no.
That's crazy. What alcohol and drugs will do.
Yeah, I was in a pretty low place, and I knew that I was home alone, and it was just a really, really dark time period of my life. So then I got to a point where I was starting to get better, and then my appendix almost burst, and I was holding my stress internally.
Wow.
And that was another wake-up call to really dig deeper into the emotional side of what was going on inside of my body. It wasn't just my body saying, your appendix are about to burst. It was, what's the emotion that's connected to why that's happened. And then on that journey of having my appendix out, once I had them out, 6 weeks later, I went back for my checkup, and I said to the doctor, or to the surgeon, my stomach's still blowing up every time I have something to eat. It's not feeling right after the operation. He said, well, that's not normal. Maybe you have cancer that I missed.
Jeez.
Oh, good. That's exactly what I want to hear.
Maybe you have cancer. Oh my God.
That's exactly what you want to hear after you've had a big operation. So then I went back in, had endoscopy, colonoscopy, and there was nothing in there. And so then that's when I did lots of research around it all, and it came down, it was stress that I was holding within my body. So then I was still having quite a bit of challenges. Well, my relationship with my mum wasn't where I wanted it to be. So then I kind of just found this network marketing thing. I didn't really know or understand what it meant. I just knew that you could start a business, learn, grow, do personal development. And I thought it would be a really nice way for my mum and I to reconnect with each other by doing personal development and using network marketing as a platform for her to do personal development with me. Mm-hmm. And on the journey of personal development, I found life coaching, and then I went to a 2-day personal development course by myself. And at the end of the 2 days, they asked me to come and work with them. I did a 7-day program with them, and I learned this really cool stuff that I didn't even know even existed. So this crazy meditation stuff, breathwork meditation. And then I decided that that's what I wanted to learn. So I went on the journey of learning kinesiology, NLP, hypnosis, timeline, and studied life coaching as well. And at the end of that kind of journey, I started coaching women in network marketing on their mindset and their inner resistance and how to propel within their business by using different tools and techniques other than what the strategies that their upline was teaching them how to do. And I started seeing phenomenal results really, really fast within their businesses, because then they started focusing on the things that built wealth for them, opposed to focusing on the things that were keeping them paralyzed from moving forward.
I so love that story. I don't know if you have more to share, but if we could just put a little thumbtack in that, and just I just love how, first of all, you use network marketing as a tool for personal growth for you and your mom to heal the relationship between you two. That's incredible. I've never heard of anyone use network marketing for that. Usually it's financial freedom or whatever, right? Life of your dreams. And so I'm curious, did that help you and your mom in that process?
Yeah, it really did, because we would sit down together and try to figure out this network marketing business, and it was around creating some money, but my main purpose was to build a relationship with mum. So we started watching Wayne Dwyer. I can't think of the movie now. One of his movies or one of his YouTube clips, and listening to different podcasts, listening to different things, going to events, getting out of the house, and just spending more time together and actually talking about something that we both had a passion for. That was not around family. It wasn't around anything other than trying to figure this business game out of network marketing and what that really looked like, and meeting really amazing people on the journey along the way, and trying to figure out the internet, all that fun stuff, spending money on different courses, going down to Melbourne to do team events, and going up to Queensland to do team events, and going to different things. So it was it was fun along that journey. And then from working with network marketers, I've moved into working with women in business and helping them from where they are right now to where they want to go through using their mindset. Yeah. And I also now work with a business strategist and kinesiologist within my programs as well, to really excel the whole package.
Yeah, I think just talking to you from when we were talking last week, and even now, it's like you have this really amazing energy that it's I just want to be in your space and learn more. And I think you were saying how you were doing that 2-day training, and then they brought you on to do 7-day training. That's incredible. I'm so curious, were there a lot of people and they just saw you and pointed you out and it's she's incredible, we want to have her on the team, or was it
in the 2-day program, I think there would have been maybe around 40 people in the room.
That's so cool.
And then in the 7-day program, I think there was around 60 or 70 of us in the room. But there was people from all over Australia within the 7-day program. And at the end of the 2-day program, so that was the first kind of thing, I just became really good friend. Or I just started connecting with the people that were running the event and the crew that was supporting and everything. And yeah, they were like, we'd really love you to come and work with us and train you up and teach you lots of different things. And so that was pretty fun. So my background's been hospitality and personal training. So I'm a people person. I love being around people and watching them learn and grow and serving and just having fun.
Yeah.
And at that point in time when I went to the personal development weekend, I just wasn't having fun in life anymore at all. So I was wanting to reconnect with me and figure out how to find that fun again in life.
Well, yeah, I was going to say, I love how you titled yourself, what was it? Mindset Queen. Yeah. So can you explain mindset? I know that's really weird, but yeah, how do you think of mindset? Because there's so many people have different mindsets, right? And so like, how do you help someone change mindsets?
So our mindset and our belief system really gets structured and molded between the ages of 0 to 5. And when we're in that state, when we're that age, we're in the theta state, which is where you are in a hypnotic state all of the time. And we can recreate that. So before we go to bed and when we first wake, we're in that state of mind. So we can start reprogramming our minds now to how we choose to want to look at things. So in regards to mindset and belief system, I find very similar. So if you, and the way that you view the world, and it's really around questioning yourself and asking yourself, is this truly how I see the world, or is this just somebody else's belief system? Am I getting it from the media? Am I getting it from my family? Am I getting it from friends? Who are you hanging around? And are you being lifted up by the people that you're hanging around, or are you feeling heavy and drained and tired by the time that you leave them? And mindset is all around how you see the world and how you want to be seeing the world. So you can shift and change that. And there's a lot of inner resistance that happens. So it's that little voice inside your head that comes out to either help you or destroy you, really. Mm-hmm. And if you allow it to destroy you and go to the negative way. And, you know, we talk about being in a positive mindset all the time, and it's just not life to be positive all the time, because you've got to go through those emotions and feel the emotions. And when people say you've got to get over it, that was something that I used for a very long time. And I realized that you actually have to move through the emotion, through the feelings and the situation, so that you can take the learnings from that, so that when that situation comes up again, you look at it and move through it in a different way, because you've got those tools and those skills, and becoming aware of life and living more consciously and intentionally. So it's about, how do you wake up in the morning? Are you just going through the motions, or are you creating your life? Are you creating the way that you want to see the world and how you want to be seen within yourself? And I've done a lot of work over the last pretty intense stuff over the last, I guess, 3 months in regards to really up-leveling my own skills, my own inner world, and cleaning myself out with my inner resistance that I've had in my world. And I know that you've watched my journey within the school, and my highs and my lows, and my video that I did, I think, on the weekend, on Friday or Saturday, when Fun Lexi came out with a red lipstick.
Yes, I loved it.
And I've found the fun me again as well. And what does that look like and feel like? So I just remember when I was younger, like, I had no care in the world. I had no kind of, what would people think about me? What would they say about me? I was just me. I just had fun and just did my own thing. And then as we get older, we start putting these walls up and these judgments and these this and that. People say you're being too loud, you're doing too much of this. And that's not even your own stuff. That's other people's things that you've taken on.
Yeah.
So really coming back into who you really are and uncovering who that inner person is so that you can shine on the outside.
So what would you like suggest as like, how do I know it's me versus thoughts from the external world? Like, how do I come back to myself?
So really questioning what is going on around you and inside of you. So one question I always like to ask myself is this expansive or contractive? Or I can't even say the word this morning. Was this? Yeah, expansive or constricting? That's the word I'm looking for.
Contractive works too. Constrictive, yeah.
Constricting. And then asking yourself, is this, and if it doesn't feel aligned, is this feeling aligned with who I am? Does it not feel aligned? And is this my stuff or is it somebody else's? And when you start asking yourself these questions, you can start really tuning into what the answer is that comes up. And if asking the question is something that you're struggling with and you are not hearing the answer because your mind is quite cluttered or it's busy, one thing that I get my clients to do, which I find really, really helpful, is they do a brain dump. So get a piece of paper or a book, a journal, put a timer on for 10 to 15 minutes and just get all the noise out of your head. And what I mean by getting the noise out of your head, writing anything. Lexi told me to write down anything for 10 minutes. I'm just going to keep writing. I can hear the birds outside. There's a fire engine going past my house. I'm just going to keep writing until my timer goes off. And you just just let everything come out onto the piece of paper, and then ask yourself a conscious question and allow whatever answer to come through and write that answer down. So some of the questions you could ask yourself are, how do I want to show up for myself today? How do I want to show up for my husband, my wife, my whoever in the world? So becoming more conscious and becoming aware, but it's the little tools and techniques that you do on a daily basis that start helping you uncover what that looks like and who you really are around that, if that makes sense.
Totally. I love that. Yeah. So brain dump first, and then after that, start asking conscious questions.
Yeah. The conscious questions. And when you start having conscious questions, that's when you can start really understanding who you are and what it is that you're about in regards to living the life that you really want to be living. And if you don't know where you're at right now and you don't know what your bigger vision is, you don't know if you want to be starting your own business or you're at the beginning of starting your own business, really feel into what do you really want that to look like? So you can ask yourself the same questions every day when you're doing the journaling exercise. But once you get the noise out of your head, you start finding things. One of my clients, for the whole week, she didn't realize that she was hiding. And so every time she did journaling, didn't matter what question she asked herself, it was all around her hiding behind the telephone, hiding behind her computer and not actually putting herself out there. She wasn't cleaning her teeth when she first got up in the morning. She wasn't having a shower. She wasn't brushing her hair. She was just getting up and going through the motions, walking to her home office and sitting in her pajamas all day until she had to go pick the kids up from school in the afternoon. And even then, she kind of just pulled her hair back and she's like, I didn't even know that I was doing that, because she wasn't aware of her programming and the way that she was doing life. So it's quite a powerful tool when you start understanding how you play life out and how you do life on a daily basis and start living intentionally and consciously.
I just feel like it's so easy for people to just do what you just said, right? Like, it's kind of like being on that hamster wheel, basically, like going day in, day out. It's like you're living this habitual routine and you're like you're asleep. And so I love how you were talking about, okay, like start waking up and being more conscious of like what we do and how we do it. And that life isn't just happening for us, right? Like we're a part of it. So I love what you were just saying.
Yeah. And we're so addicted to getting up and looking at our phone and jumping on Facebook or Instagram or looking at our emails and going, oh my goodness, I need to be in service of somebody else, which is great. But then you start losing yourself because you're not filling up your cup and who you are first. And doing meditation and journaling are my two first things that I do in the morning when I first wake up, and start living intentionally and asking myself, what is it that I want to do today? Or who is the person that needs to hear from me today? And start asking myself those questions and doing a visualization meditation or whatever that looks like for me on the morning. However I feel after I've done my journaling. People like to do their meditations first, then journaling, or journaling, then meditation, whatever that looks like. And some people can't struggle to even meditate. So I've got a client who, instead of meditation, I have to get her to get out of the house because she's quite depressive. And the other day I spoke to her and she's like, I'm just really down in the pits. And by the end of the conversation, we were laughing, and 10 minutes after we got off the phone, she sent me a message and said she had a client booking to work with her that night, which was cash money coming into her bank account. And when I got on the phone, she was stressing out about money. But by the end of the call, within half an hour, she was making money. So it's pretty powerful once you start switching your mindset over to what it is that you truly deeply want and focusing on the things that you actually want, not the things that you don't want. It's really powerful.
Yeah. So now you transition to working with, like, basically you do coaching for is it mostly for entrepreneurs, or like who's the people that you tend to work with?
The people that I tend to work with are women who are in business, who have been in business for 6 to 12 months, and they're getting by within their business. They're making money, but they still have underlying challenges around their money mindset and belief system of, are they worthy of the money that's coming into their bank account? And the main thing that comes up is the money, but it's never about the money. It's the underlying emotions underneath the money, which comes up to self-worth and the inner resistance and the stories that come up. So I had one client say that she can't afford to work with me. And I, first of all, said, do you even know how much I charge? And she said, no.
Oh
so well, how do you know if you can afford me or not? And then we broke down how much money she was earning in her business. And I said, well, you can definitely afford me. And it's a fraction of what you earn per week. And she's like, I didn't even know that I was earning that amount of money. So she was paralyzed by not even being able to see how much money she had in a bank account, but she'd already dismissed the help that she knew that she wanted because of old stories. So the women that I work with have been in business, either in network marketing or they're creating an online business, and really helping them dig deep into where they want to be heading within their business. And I really help them create more time and space for themselves, and they increase their income within weeks of working with me.
Yeah, you were sharing that, how like with that example that you just gave, like after 30 minutes, like your client was able to, like, she just got cash coming in, and you were sharing a few other stories like that. Like once you work with a client and they shift their mindset, and it doesn't have to take long, right? 30 minutes is nothing. Like shifting that state, it just opened up that energy flow.
Yeah. And I've got another client who's over in the States who was like, I really want to work with you, but I can't afford it. And I said, that's okay. How much can you afford? Let's just get this started and we're going to build on it. And she opened up a bank account. She went, I can afford you, because she hadn't even looked in her bank account. She didn't even know how much money she had in there because she was petrified of it.
That is
this is a good one. This is one thing that I've actually just started using within my business around money and mindset. So the word debt, I'm in debt. I've got this debt that I have to pay off. I need to pay it off. I want to pay it off. I can't remember how long ago, but back in, like, when want was first, like, the meaning of it means lack. So in the world now, we say use desire instead of want, because want means lack. So if you want something, it means that you're lacking it already. So that's why we don't use that. And need has a
Yeah.
like kind of gross energy behind it. But instead of using the word debt, talk about closing your financial loops. So what
Mm.
financial loops do you have open that you desire to close? Now, when I started doing this in the last couple of weeks, like magic's just happened. What am I, because I was calling them debts. And I was like, oh, and they were being paid off, but not as fast as what I had desired for them to be paid off. And I started talking about what financial loops can I close now? How can I start closing these financial loops? What has to happen? And since I started calling it a financial loop, they're just starting to close. More money is flowing into my bank account because I'm talking about a loop that needs to be closed, opposed to paying off a debt, which is heavy and bleh.
Yeah.
When you call it a financial loop, because those, when you've got loops that are opened, they're draining energy from you.
Mm.
So have a look at what's in your world that's a loop that's being open. Is there a conversation that you need to have with somebody who is draining energy from you? Is there some finances that you can start closing those loops? What does that look like? Even if it's, $20 a week to pay that loop off and start chunking it down per week, if you know that that's what you can put away. And I've started using that with my clients, and it's been a huge shift in energy as well around calling it a financial loop opposed to financial debt.
I love that. Especially like with the loop, you see a circle and it's like, okay, we just need to close it. Like we need to just tie that loop up. So yeah, it's a little bit more positive in terms of what you're saying, the energy around it.
Yeah, it's huge. And yeah, I just thought just popped into my head, so I thought I'd share that with
Yeah,
you and your
thank you for
listeners.
that tip. I love it. That's good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And so when you're working with people, because you said you also do kinesiology, like do you also have like other techniques that you work specifically with people to like overcome blocks or?
Yeah, so I now have a kinesiologist on my team that I use. I've studied kinesiology, but it's not something that I really went into, but I understand how it all works. I totally get it, but that's not the direction that I went. I really love NLP, hypnosis, and timeline. So I do a lot of shifting energy out of your body through hypnosis and timeline. So if we were having a conversation and you had a challenge that felt restrictive, and then I'd ask you where it would be hot, like where are you holding it within your body? So my chest is really tight. So then I'd take you through a process and would release that tightness in your chest out of your body through
Mm,
conversation and taking you back to when that tightness came into your body.
that's awesome. So you could do that. You don't have to be in person, right? You could do that virtually.
Yes. Yeah.
Nice.
Just on the phone or on a Zoom call.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to say, like, I just love, like, I don't know what it is. Like, you just have this, like, goddess, like, you radiate this goddess energy. And like, you're just powerful. Like, I can feel that. Yeah. And I think it's because of the work that you've done for personal growth and just realigning your mindset. Cause I'm sure, like, how you were sharing your original, like, when your story, like, it's a total 180, right? From who you were then to who you are now.
Oh, completely. And it's really interesting listening to other people's conversations and where they're at and where their mindset's at and their education and everything from where I've been to where I am now. I love hearing other people's stories, but watching my clients from where they are to where they want to go and how
Mm.
fast things can shift and change so dramatically from week to week. It's phenomenal to watch
Mm.
that. And we're always learning and growing. And if you're not continually growing, your business is never going to grow. So if you're not personally growing, your business is just not going to grow. So it's about taking those daily steps of growth to get to where you
Yeah.
want to go.
Yeah. So what if like a person, I don't know, let's just give an example. So let's just say like they're consistently earning, let's just say like 5K a month, right? And they're happy, they're doing well, but they're feeling like their income level isn't increasing per se, like they're hitting that limit. Um, what's your advice to them?
My first question would be to ask, what's that next level that you want to go to? Do you want to double that income, or do you want to go up to $7,500 a month? What does that, first of all, what does that look like? And then the next question would be, what is happening within your business for you to be consistently at the $5,000 mark? Are you having consistent clients coming through? Are you running a group program? Do you need to get one more client? Do you have the space? So finding the energetic space within yourself first. So what's the energetic space that you have within your body to create more space to have a new client come through, or for you to create a new group program? So it's really all about, first of all, asking those pivotal questions is, what is it that you desire to be the next level of income coming through? Do you have energetic space for somebody else to come through?
Yeah, I love what you said about energetic space in your body. I'm such like, I love energy work and I love energy. And so it's like, especially as it relates to our embodied self, right? Like we have this body that we live in. And so what does that mean? Like when you say, do you have energetic space in your body to hold that, right?
Yeah. So are you busy being busy, going, I need to do this, need to do that? Or are you creating that space? So figuring out what is keeping you blocked and stuck. Is it you're going out for coffee with the same person every week, and is that person that you're having coffee with, are they energetically increasing your vibration, or are they pulling you down? So do you maybe need to stop having coffee with them once a week, maybe doing it once a month, and creating that space for that new client to come through? Are you having, what are the conversations that you're having with your closest friends? Are they, so I know with one of my girlfriends that I speak to, there's a lot of money stuff that's going on with her. I don't coach her, it's her own stuff. She's my really good friend. But her belief systems around money stuff, I know that I have to pull away from her sometimes and not have conversations with her, because that pulls my energy down, which then in turn clogs up my space to bring in more stuff for myself, because sometimes I can get hooked into her story and then I'm like, hang on a second, that's not mine, and allow that to release. So who is in your space right now that possibly is draining your energy, that you could potentially not cut them out of your life by any stretch of the imagination, but maybe just pull back on the amount of time that you're actually spending with them until you become quite strong and you're building up that income that you want to be building up, or creating that new program, or calling in that new client. What does that really look like? So it's about really figuring out who you are and what you feel that you desire to release from your body.
I feel like that's relevant in general, not even just like if you want to, break through an income ceiling or whatever, but even like starting a business, right? Like who are you surrounding yourself with? And like, are they encouraging you? Are they draining you? So that's like, that can be so relevant for all different stages. How can people learn more about you and find out more about your stuff?
Yeah. So like I was saying earlier, I was coaching only women network marketing. So if you're in network marketing and you'd like to know a little bit more of what I do and how I do that, you can head over to alexis-jane.com, where that is all around multi-level marketing and how to increase your business. And that's it's got some information around how we can work together. And if you go to Lexi Jane on Facebook, that's where I am. I am going through a little bit of a rebranding at the moment. So Lexi Jane is a lot more fun, as we're talking about before. Alexis Jane is a little bit more serious. So I'm shifting over to Lexi Jane.
So Facebook is the way to get most updated stuff from you? And then
Correct.
for folks who are interested in network marketing, like mindset around it, they can check out your website. And you're going through a rebrand, which is awesome. I'm excited to see what unfolds.
Me too.
Yeah, more fun. I love it. I love it. We all need to have more fun. So
Yeah, and the more fun you have, the less resistance you have, which means the more business you have coming in because you're energetically vibing a lot higher for people to be attracted to you coming into your business and into your life in general, not just your business. Creating new friends and new connections.
I love that. More fun for everyone.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Lexi. It was such a pleasure.
You're so very welcome. Thanks for having me on.
Take care, everyone. Hey, I am so excited to share that on Monday, October 21st, 2019, I'll be hosting a free 5-day Unlock Your Inner Confidence Challenge. If you've been wanting to transform limiting beliefs and boost your confidence in a safe community of like-minded women, then this is totally for you. This 5-day challenge will be hosted over our private Facebook group community, and I'm seriously so stoked to finally be offering this. Please join us. It's going to be so fun. Invite your friends who you know can benefit. Details and sign up are in the show notes. The links are provided, or you can also visit my Instagram profile, michellewong.xo. Click on the profile link to learn more and to register. I'm seriously stoked. See you there. Thank you for listening to the Sacred Emergence podcast. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss an episode, and thank you in advance for sharing this with others who can benefit. Until next time.